Money FM 89.3. Best of Friday Night Live. Friday Night Fibbing.
Welcome back, folks. It is indeed that time where one of us tells a story and the other one, with the help of you, the Singapore nation, has to decide whether it's a true story or Friday Night Fibbing.
It's time to fib.
So join us. WhatsApp 88550893. You'll be helping Dan this week. It's my story, my turn to tell a story. You decide, is it true or is it Friday Night Fibbing?
Okay, latest score, Neil, by our one and only James.
Yes.
Neil 8, Dan 8. Dan, are you able to take the lead in a long while? Oh, James, piece of cake.
Here we go.
Against the best-selling author.
Here we go.
Yes.
Right? Now, I give it a lot of thought because we're doing Mission Impossible later.
Yes.
So I thought, in celebration...
I was going to come up with some...
of a new
story.
Mission Impossible story,
Yeah.
movie. I have this story for you. Here we go. I, Neil Humphreys, once pretended to be a Hollywood stuntman and shoved my best friend's head through a real glass window.
Is that it?
That's my story.
Okay, first things first. All right, I'm going to shoot. How old are you?
Yes.
Who is his best friend?
Okay.
Where was this?
Okay.
And why did you do that?
That's a lot of questions.
Yes.
Right. I was about 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Now, this is before you were born.
Yes.
But you are aware that last year, Ryan Gosling did a movie called The Fall Guy.
Yes, he did.
Now, that is based on a TV show from the 1980s called The Fall Guy that I used to watch as a kid. And
Yes.
it was about a Hollywood stuntman. And every kid of my generation...
Dreams of pushing his best friend's head into the glass.
No, would always pretend to be like the main character in The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Now, listeners of my generation will remember The Fall Guy. It was a #1 show all over the world, including Singapore, in the 80s, about a Hollywood stuntman.
Okay.
So kids would always pretend to be Hollywood stuntmen.
Yes.
Now, growing up on a housing estate, very poor kid, council house in East London, we did have a backyard, a back garden, and we had a pretty run-down garden shed.
Yes, we get it.
With a little rooftop.
Yep.
And we would do stunts off of that.
Okay.
We would jump off of it. And we would put a little mattress on the floor. Like we'd bring our mattress down from my bedroom.
Yep.
And my best friend was called Ross Cotton. That was his name.
Yep.
And we would get my mattress down from our bed.
Yeah.
And put it underneath the shed.
Yeah.
And then we'd jump off the roof. And if we were really feeling brave, we would try and swallow dive. The shed was about... What's that? About 2 meters, maybe 2.5 meters.
That is high, Neil.
We were young and stupid, right? And it was those days before health and safety and before parents cared, and you was always going to the hospital with nails in the side of your head, and they would give you a tetanus shot and send you home. Those were the days. Hey, you were locked up in a temple, so you can't say anything. You lose all rights.
All right.
You were locked in a temple.
Okay.
So, and my mum, single parent, she was at work, so we had freedom in the good old days to do what we liked. This was in the holidays.
Okay.
So, this shed became our kind of
little stunt movie
thing. So, and it had what do you call that? It had a flap like in the rooftop, like if you have a loft, people climb into the loft in houses.
Right. Yeah.
Had a flap and you could go to the roof.
Yeah.
So we'd have a step ladder, we'd go up to the roof, we'd jump off the roof and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Now, it was not a very well-made shed. It was cheap, flimsy shed.
Yeah.
And one time, my friend was on the other side of the window.
Just a friend, not a best friend?
Best friend, Ross Cotton, best friend, lifelong friend.
Oh, Ross.
Okay.
You still friends with him?
Not really.
No, and you called him a lifelong friend?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we sort of...
Neil.
Yeah, Ross.
You're changing the narrative now, Neil.
like Friends. You've seen Friends.
Okay.
That name, Ross.
Okay.
So I kind of did this thing where I pushed against... He was on the other side of the window.
So what called for it? Like, I would assume you guys were in the mood,
Yeah,
right?
we were pretending to do like martial arts and Karate Kid stuff and all that, right? So he was on the other side of the window, outside the shed.
Yeah.
I was inside the shed.
Yeah.
And I pretended to do like this, ha! And I pretended to like push against the window, not realizing that the window was so flimsily installed that when I pushed it,
it would break immediately.
the whole window pane came out as one piece.
Wow.
And almost in slow motion,
Yeah.
it fell on Ross's head and smashed.
Oh, you pushed
Yes.
the window pane and it fell on his head.
Yeah.
So not you didn't push his head into
No,
the...
but then after that,
Now
then
it's
after
changing
that, we
things.
could because we was a bit shocked. So then after that, I
Okay.
grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and,
Yeah.
and I sort of pulled him through the window.
Oh, I see, Neil Humphreys.
It was all part of us playing The Fall Guy,
Okay.
the 1980s TV
Yes.
show,
Yes.
which you've never heard of, but you
No.
know the movie that it was
Yep.
based on.
Yep.
The guy who played the Fall Guy was
Yeah.
called Lee Majors, which older listeners will remember.
Okay.
And he played the $6 million man
Yeah.
before I was born.
Yes,
So he was a big
because
star.
now Neil is the $6 million man.
Yeah, I was the Fall Guy.
Yeah.
I was the Fall Guy.
Okay.
So yeah, pushed the window pane,
Okay.
it smashed on his head,
Yep.
and then I pulled him through the window.
Okay. A lot to talk about. Thank you for being so descriptive, Neil. I think
And honest.
that's why you live
And honest.
true to your name as one of the best-selling authors
Yes.
across the world, Neil.
Yes.
But I'll stop you at your tracks and say that according to David,
Yeah.
his straightforward answer
David.
is...
Hello, David.
Yeah, David said, fake news.
Okay.
His best friend would have been beheaded. Yes, it's true.
No, but to clarify, I pushed the glass pane onto him and
Yeah.
it smashed on his head. And then
Okay.
he happened to be wearing one of those,
Yeah.
not hoodies, because we didn't really have hoodies then.
So what,
in England,
balaclavas?
No, in England we call it like a parka. You don't use that word here.
What is it?
A
Like,
parka coat.
it covers your face?
A winter coat.
A
A
winter
winter
coat,
coat with a
yeah.
hood that
Okay.
you would buy in Decathlon.
Okay.
So in England we used
Yeah.
to wear a lot of those. That we called them parkas, but they look like Decathlon coats with a hood.
Okay.
He had that
Oh,
on.
very
He had that on.
specific. I see
Yeah.
you
because we
know
were
the
doing
details.
we were
huh?
doing stunts.
Ah.
So we would wear the hoodie. So you reminded me now. We'd
Yeah.
wear the hood.
Oh, yeah.
And then if we jumped off onto the mattress or
Yes.
did silly pranks, it wouldn't hurt.
Yes, it would. It
We'd-
would be
sometimes
just
we'd-
cushion
yeah.
the fall.
Sometimes we'd wear gloves.
Yeah, yeah.
And I used to have a goalkeeper jersey.
Yeah.
I was an actual goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And if you remember, goalkeeper jerseys
you've
used
got
to have
that
elbow pads.
guards, yeah.
So we would wear that and jump off the shed.
Okay. All right. Well, he's being very specific here, guys. Okay, and I'm gonna need some help. 88550893. We're just playing a game of Friday Night Fibbing, and you have just got to guess whether Neil is telling the truth or he is Friday Night Fibbing. And according to him, when he was 10, apparently
Or 11, 10 or 11.
or 10 or 11, he pushed his best friend's head through a window pane.
Well, in point of fact, I pushed the glass. Get it right. I pushed the glass onto his head,
and
it
crashed
smashed
and smashed on his head.
went everywhere.
And then he pulled him
But he was
out
wearing
of
a
the
hoodie.
shards.
He was wearing a hoodie type thing.
Yeah, so he was protected
And
in
then
some
I
sorts.
pulled him through the window
Yeah.
frame into the shed.
Okay.
It was probably one of the best stunts
Okay.
we ever did. We did some great stunts.
So what happened after that then? Like, did he cry? Did he,
No,
did he
because-
bleed or anything?
I mean, luckily, I'm not an expert on
Yeah.
glass breaking, but it was a clean break. And unless you get caught on the shards,
Yeah.
I'm guessing, it just broke on the top of his head and fell away.
Yeah, no, but as you're pulling him out, because I would assume he was face flat on the ground.
But remember,
right?
no, he was standing up.
Oh, so it just hit his head.
He
on
was
top.
standing up.
I see.
It smashed on his head.
Yeah.
The whole glass pane.
Yeah.
It was a cheap window in a cheap outdoor
Okay.
shed, right?
And?
So the glass pane went on his head, and the glass pane. No, that's
Yeah.
not the right word.
Oh.
The window frame, the window
Okay.
frame of the shed.
Yes.
it was cheap. What do you call that? Like silicon putty type
Okay,
thing.
okay.
That's empty now.
Yes.
there's nothing there.
So what did your mom say? to
Well, I hope she's not listening. But no, we told her.
Yeah.
It was accidental. That wasn't a lie.
Yeah.
See, that's the truth.
Okay.
We just said it was accidental.
Yeah.
We were messing around and strong wind.
Yeah.
And it accidentally broke. And it was
Okay.
such a lousy shed. She didn't mind that much. And then I think,
Okay.
what did I do? Yeah, you know when you get the cardboard,
Yeah.
we cut out some cardboard,
Yeah.
like IKEA cardboard,
Yeah. Yes.
with a great curry puff.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
we scotch tape, mask tape, brown tape.
So basically, it's just blocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't even know.
Opaque.
I don't even know if we replaced the window. I can't remember.
So you don't remember that, but you remember all the details, Neil.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Very interesting. Okay. All right. Looks like we've got some responses here. According to Tick Chong, seems fake. Don't think Neil can lie. Fu
That's
Shiren-
why I like our listeners.
Yeah.
They're great listeners.
It's very good. I like that you guys are analyzing his tone and his words. Now, according to Fu Shiren, it's a fib. Tall people like Neil are afraid of heights. No way he would have dared to stand 2 meters above the ground.
That's a good point.
Much less push the window pane on his head. Now,
But
here's the
remember-
thing, right,
remember-
Fujian, he was 10 or 11, so
And-
I don't think he would be that tall.
And it's not that far to fall if you've got a mattress underneath.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we've got some mixed responses here. James said that he's asking me to go for truth as the answer, and I will take the lead if I follow his answer. Oh, very confident,
Who
James.
says that?
According to James.
Is that James who
Yeah.
always guesses it right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Okay, James, that's very confident. Okay, it's skewing me to your end a little. We've
Well
got
done,
Alex who just texted in
I'll
for
ju-
the first time.
I have to say, well done, James. Well done, James.
Okay, Alex. Hi, Alex. Thanks for joining us and for texting as well. First time texting in. The answer is true. Now, here's the thing, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Neil can be very, very difficult to read. Okay, he remembers the weirdest details of his past, but he just doesn't remember what he had for lunch.
That's actually true.
Okay, and like
That's
I'm
actually
looking at his
true.
body language now, right? And he's like fiddling with his fingers, and he just can't stop moving, you know. And he's adding all these extra details.
It's been a long day.
That's meant to throw me off. So to be honest,
What do you want to know? Ask
Frankly
me.
speaking,
what do you want
I'm
to know?
on the fence.
What do you want to know?
Okay, so
Last question. Come on,
okay,
what do you
last
wanna know?
question. Okay, last question. So then, ever since that incident,
Yeah.
were you guys ever doing any more stunts, or
All the time.
Did you guys get back to it?
All the time.
So why do you guys?
We carried on doing stunts
why did you
off
guys,
the shed. We would
broke
try and
off?
do forward rolls off the rooftop. We would climb out of the empty door. In fact, now you reminded me.
Yeah.
That cardboard flap
Yeah.
ended up being like a cat flap.
Okay.
Like a fireman's flap.
Okay.
So we would use it to
Yeah.
then push it down.
Yeah.
Jump through it like cowboys.
Okay.
You know, like ninja Avengers.
Yes.
We would push it out.
Yeah.
Jump out.
Yeah.
And then just put it back again.
Oh, guys.
So then it ended
You
up
see-
being...
you see what I mean?
No,
You see what I mean?
That you reminded me. That you reminded me.
You know what? I gotta come up with an answer now. Okay,
Give
but
us an answer.
to be honest, Neil, I'm perplexed by this. Okay, because I'm getting so many responses. Okay, I think it's almost 50-50.
We've got the best
like,
listeners.
We've got like a couple who said it's a fib, and some who said it's not. Fu Chiren's justification is that, you know, you never wrote this in any of your books or your newspaper articles, so this would have been an epic story to talk about. A man who introduces young gen books won't lie. Tech Chong, it's Neil Humphreys, Tech Chong. He writes fiction for a living, Tech Chong. Okay, all right, Wayang Kid. Lol, I thought Neil was flipping. Well, he's flipping me off with his responses now. So,
Need an answer.
okay, Neil. On this week's Friday Night Fibbing, this is my answer.
Yeah.
I think that 100 years ago, when you pushed the window pane on top of a friend's head and it shattered on top of his head,
Yeah.
and when you pulled him off the ground,
Pulled him
and
through the window frame.
through the window frame, and and the both of you walked away, you know, uninjured,
Unscathed.
unscathed. I think that it is indeed. I don't even know where to go with this, but Friday Night Fibbing.
Dan Coe,
Yes.
you've got to listen to James. It is 100% true. 100% true. I was
Man.
pulling faces with my best friend Ross Cotter going, nah, nah, nah. And then I pushed on the window frame like a stuntman, and it fell through one piece. He had a hoodie, he had a hoodie coat on, and it smashed over his head in one clean piece, hit the floor, and then we would use the window frame afterwards as our emergency escape in our
goodness.
stunt adventures.
This is so frustrating. I don't want to play this game anymore.
100%
No.
true, my friends, and that was a spectacular Friday Night Fibbing.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.